Hey warrior, as you keep navigating a world, humans are always shouting for attention. Ever notice how people are caught in this endless race to prove they're right? They explain, over-explain, sometimes even beg just to be seen. It's like everyone's chasing a spotlight that keeps slipping away, desperate for a nod of approval, a like, a glance that says, "You're enough." Social media, work drama, even personal relationships. It's all a clamor for validation. But what if you could step out of that chaos? What if there's a better way, a Stoic way? Stoics, those ancient philosophers who faced life's storms with unshakable calm, didn't run after applause. They stood tall in silence. And that silence, it's not empty or weak. It's strength. It's power. It's the kind of freedom that lets you live on your own terms. Picture this. Someone ignores your call. Your phone sits silent and your instinct screams, "Text again! Explain yourself! Make them understand!" So, you pour your heart into a long, raw message, hoping they'll finally see your worth. Maybe it's a friend who ghosted you, a partner who dismissed your feelings, or a boss who overlooked your hard work. But here's the cold, hard truth. The more you plead, the less they hear. The more you chase, the more you lose yourself. That's not courage. It's a trap dressed up as effort, pulling you further from your own peace. Stoicism, born over 2,000 years ago in ancient Greece and Rome, offers a different path. It's a philosophy about mastering what you control, your thoughts, your actions, your inner strength. Thinkers like Marcus Aurelius, a Roman emperor who journaled his way through wars and betrayal, and Epictetus, a former slave who turned pain into wisdom, used silence like a shield. They didn't waste words on people who didn't care. They guarded their peace fiercely, knowing that true power lies in staying grounded, no matter what chaos swirls around you. I felt this firsthand not long ago. I was caught up in a group chat where everyone was arguing, trying to one-up each other. I typed out a long response, ready to prove my point. But then I paused. I deleted it and stayed quiet. The debate raged on, but I felt lighter. My silence didn't change their minds. It changed me. It reminded me, I don't need to shout to be enough. That's what Stoicism teaches. You don't have to fight every battle to win your peace. Today, we're diving into 7 profound truths about why silence is a Stoic superpower. 7 ways it builds resilience, frees you from begging or justifying, and lets you reclaim your power. If you're tired of giving too much to those who give too little, this is your wake-up call. These ideas could shift how you move through the world, how you carry yourself, how you find peace in a noisy life. So stick with me, don't skip a second. Before we jump in, do me a quick favor. If this resonates, hit that like button. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Maybe a time when silence helped you find strength. Share this with someone who needs to hear it, and subscribe for more Stoic wisdom to guide your growth. Let's get started. Number 1. Silence makes your absence. Imagine someone dismisses you, a friend who bails on plans, a partner who brushes you off, a co-worker who ignores your ideas. Your gut screams, "Speak up! Defend yourself!" Make them see your worth. You're tempted to fire off a text, make a call, or pour your heart into a long message, hoping they'll finally get it. But here's the Stoic secret. When you go silent, something powerful shifts. They don't just hear your words, they feel your absence. And that absence, it speaks louder than any argument ever could. Stoicism, a philosophy born in ancient Greece and Rome, teaches us to focus on what we control, our thoughts, our actions, our peace. Epictetus, a Stoic thinker who rose from slavery to become a beacon of wisdom, said, We have power over our minds, not outside events. When you stop chasing someone's approval or begging for their attention, you reclaim that power. You stop handing them the reins to your emotions. Instead of pleading, you choose silence, a deliberate, disciplined choice that says, "My worth doesn't need your validation." I learned this the hard way. A couple of years ago, I had a friend who kept flaking on plans. I'd text, call, even write long, heartfelt messages explaining why it hurt. Crickets. Every word I sent felt like pouring water into a cracked bucket. Nothing stayed. Finally, I stopped. I went quiet. A month later, they texted, "Hey, you okay? Haven't heard from you." My silence wasn't a game or a tactic. It was a choice to stop investing energy in someone who didn't value it. That moment taught me, silence isn't just absence, it's presence. It's a mirror that reflects others' actions back to them without you saying a word. It's not just personal relationships either. Think about a work scenario. Maybe you pitched an idea in a meeting and a colleague shot it down without a second thought. Your instinct might be to jump in, explain, justify, prove your point. But what if you pause instead? A few years back, I suggested a project at work, and my boss dismissed it outright. Instead of arguing, I nodded, stayed quiet, and focused on my other tasks. Weeks later, that same boss brought up a similar idea, crediting the team. My silence didn't just preserve my dignity, it let my work speak for itself. When you stop explaining, you force others to confront their own behavior. If they cared, they'd ask. If they respected you, they'd listen. If they valued you, they wouldn't need a speech to see it. Here's why this matters. Every time you chase, you give away a piece of your power. Every text, call, or explanation says, "My peace depends on your response." But silence flips the script. It declares, "I'm enough, with or without your approval." It's not about being cold, it's about being clear. Your absence becomes a signal not of weakness but of strength. It tells the world, if you want my presence, earn it. And trust me, that kind of silence, it's louder than any words you could ever speak. Number 2, silence sharpens your inner clarity. The world's loud, social media buzzing, opinions clashing, drama unfolding in every corner. When you're hurt, confused, or angry, your first instinct might be to vent to friends, post a cryptic story online, or confront the person who wronged you. You think, if I just get it out, I'll feel better. But Stoics, those ancient philosophers who found peace in chaos, took a different road. They chose silence, not to hide from pain, but to listen to themselves. They knew true clarity doesn't come from noise. It blooms in stillness. Marcus Aurelius, a Roman emperor who ruled an empire while wrestling with self-doubt, wrote in his Meditations, "The pain isn't from the thing itself, but from how you see it. You can change that any time." This is Stoic wisdom at its core. Your perspective shapes your reality. Silence gives you the space to reshape it. Instead of reacting in the heat of emotion, you pause, reflect, and find the truth beneath the surface. Here's a challenge. Next time you're upset, maybe a friend betrays you or a coworker steals your thunder, don't text, don't call, don't post. Just sit with it. Find a quiet moment, maybe over a cup of coffee or a walk in the park, and let your mind settle. In that stillness, you'll hear whispers of insight you missed in the chaos. They didn't value me, and I'm okay letting go. Or, I'm not mad they left, I'm mad I stayed too long. Silence isn't about bottling up feelings. It's about uncovering what's real. I learned this after a heated argument with a family member. I wanted to fire back, prove my point, win the fight. But instead I took a deep breath and went quiet for a day. In that pause, I realized my anger wasn't just about them. It was about my own expectations. Silence helped me see clearly. I didn't need to argue to find peace. It's like sifting gold from sand. Silence separates your emotions from your values. This is Stoic clarity. Instead of reacting impulsively, you respond with intention. You stop letting others' actions dictate your mood. You start asking, what do I control here? What matters to me? That's where the magic happens. Silence isn't passive, it's powerful. It's the gateway to a wisdom that shouting can never touch. Embrace it, and you'll find a strength that's all your own. Number 3. Chasing closure deepens your pain. We've all been there, craving that one last conversation to make sense of the hurt. Maybe a friend betrayed you, a partner walked away, or a colleague dismissed your efforts. You think, if I could just explain my side, if they'd just hear me out, I'd find peace. But here's a tough Stoic truth. If someone truly valued you, you wouldn't need to beg for answers. Their respect would shine through their actions, not their words. Chasing closure is like knocking on a door that's been locked and bolted. You're not healing. You're reopening the wound with every desperate tap. Epictetus, a Stoic philosopher who turned hardship into wisdom, said, "Don't just talk about your philosophy, live it." Stoicism teaches us to embody our values, not to plead for others to see them. When you chase closure, you're handing your power to someone who's already turned their back. You're saying, my peace depends on your response. But real closure, it doesn't come from their explanations or apologies. It comes from within. It's looking in the mirror and saying, I don't need their validation to move on. It's accepting that their actions, however painful, were the best they could offer, even if it fell short of what you deserved. I learned this the hard way. A few years ago, someone I cared about ghosted me. I spent weeks drafting a letter, pouring out my hurt, thinking it'd fix everything. Spoiler, it wouldn't have. Sending it would have just kept me tethered to their silence. Instead, I let go. I chose stillness, and that quiet space let me heal. Another time at work, I was passed over for a project I'd poured my heart into. I wanted to confront my boss, demand reasons, prove my worth. But I paused. I stayed silent and focused on my next task. That choice freed me from resentment and showed me closure isn't their gift to give, it's mine to claim. Here's how you start. When the urge to chase hits, take a deep breath. Put down the phone. Walk away from the keyboard. Ask yourself, do I need their words to be whole? The answer is no. When you go silent, you stop fueling the cycle of pain. You reclaim your power from those who've walked away. You don't need their apology to find peace. You build it in your own stillness. That's Stoic strength, letting go not with words, but with quiet resolve. Number 4. Silence reveals what words. Hide words can weave magic. Beautiful apologies, heartfelt promises, or smooth flattery that feels so good to hear. But here's the catch. Words can also deceive. People say what sounds right, what gets them off the hook, or what keeps you hooked. Silence, though, it never lies. It's raw, unfiltered, and brutally honest. Seneca, a Stoic who navigated the treacherous politics of ancient Rome, wrote, "True happiness is to enjoy the present, without anxious dependence upon the future." Silence creates the space to see people for who they are, not who they pretend to be, freeing you from chasing illusions. Stoicism teaches us to value actions over words, reality over rhetoric. When you stop justifying yourself, you create a vacuum where others reveal their true colors. The person who respects you will feel your silence and reach out with sincerity. The one who used you will drift away, their absence proving they were never truly there. The one who tried to control you will grow restless, frustrated by your refusal to react. You don't need to argue, probe, or plead, just observe. Silence is like a lens, bringing the truth into sharp focus. I saw this play out with a co-worker who criticized me behind my back. My instinct was to confront them, set the record straight, prove I wasn't what they said. But instead I chose silence. I focused on my work, stayed professional, and let their words hang in the air. Soon their complaints fizzled out, and colleagues saw their pettiness for what it was. My silence didn't just protect my peace, it exposed their character. Another time, a friend kept making empty promises to hang out. I'd push, remind, even guilt-trip them. Then I stopped. I went quiet. They didn't call, and that silence told me everything. Their words were hollow. Silence strips away the masks people wear. It shows you who's worth your energy and who's just passing through. Here's how to try it. Next time someone's words feel off, too sweet, too vague, don't challenge them. Pause, stay silent. Watch what they do, not what they say. Notice who checks in, who vanishes, who squirms when you don't bite. That's the truth laid bare. Silence isn't passive, it's powerful. It's the Stoic way to cut through deception and find clarity without a single word. Number 5. Refusing to explain is true. Confidence. When someone misjudges you, it cuts deep. Maybe a friend assumes you're selfish, a co-worker labels you as lazy, or a family member twists your intentions. Your instinct is to shout, "That's not me! Let me set the record straight." You want to defend your character, prove your worth, make them see the real you. But here's where Stoicism flips the script. A Stoic doesn't chase approval. They seek clarity within themselves. Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor who faced endless criticism yet stayed grounded, wrote, "Don't waste your life worrying about what others think, unless it's for mutual good." Explaining, yourself to someone who's already made up their mind isn't confidence, it's fear of being misunderstood. Stoicism teaches us that true confidence comes from knowing your worth, independent of others' opinions. The person who refuses to explain isn't arrogant or aloof. They're at peace. They trust their actions align with their values, and they don't need a jury to validate it. This takes serious guts. You might be called cold, distant, or even selfish. You might lose people who never truly saw you for who you are. But here's the truth. That's not loss. It's freedom. Letting go of those who demand constant justification clears space for relationships that don't require a script. I felt this firsthand when a colleague once accused me of slacking on a team project. My first urge was to fire back with a list of everything I'd done, but I paused. I knew my work spoke for itself, so I stayed silent, kept contributing, and let the results prove them wrong. Over time, they stopped questioning me, not because I explained, but because I showed up consistently. When you stop justifying, you lead with presence, not words. Here's how to practice it. Next time someone misjudges you, resist the urge to defend. Take a breath and ask, "Do I know my truth?" If the answer's yes, let that be enough. Those who respect you will see your silence as strength, not weakness. They'll stay without needing a manual to understand you. That's Stoic confidence. Calm, grounded, unshakable. It's not about proving you're right. It's about knowing you're enough. No explanation required. Number 6. Silent detachment teaches without words. There's a quiet power in walking away, not with a dramatic exit or a fiery outburst, but with calm, unshakable resolve. You don't slam doors, send tearful texts, or beg for one last chance. You simply leave, letting your silence speak. Seneca, a Stoic who faced betrayal and exile yet found peace, wrote, "We suffer more in our minds than in reality." Your silence leaves others alone with their thoughts, their guilt, their memories of your kindness, the lingering echo of your absence. It's not about punishment. It's about clarity, for them and for you. Stoicism teaches us to release what we can't control, like others' actions or opinions, and focus on our own dignity. When you choose silent detachment, you end the emotional tug-of-war. People expect you to chase, fight, or plead for their attention. They're used to the noise of arguments or the desperation of explanations. But when you go silent, you shift the dynamic. They realize they've lost something they didn't value: your presence, your energy, your care. That realization hits harder than any words could. I learned this with a toxic friend who thrived on drama. Every disagreement was a battle, and I'd argue back, thinking I could change them. It only fed the cycle. Finally, I stopped. I didn't call them out or send a final message. I quietly distanced myself. They were rattled, texting me, "Why so quiet?" My silence said, "I'm done," louder than any speech. Another time, I dealt with a family member who constantly criticized my choices. Instead of defending myself, I chose silence and set boundaries. Over time, they softened, reflecting on their words. My detachment wasn't cold. It was a mirror showing them their own behavior. Here's how to practice it. When someone disrespects you, resist the urge to react. Don't text, don't argue, just step back. Let your absence be the lesson. It says, "I value myself too much to stay where respect is missing." This isn't about being heartless. It's about being whole. Silent detachment teaches others what they've lost, but more importantly, it reminds you what you're worth. That's Stoic power, a lesson delivered without a single word. Number 7. Silence cultivates lasting peace. Silence isn't just a tool, it's a path to a kind of peace that nothing can shake. The Stoics called this ataraxia, a deep calm that holds steady through life's wildest storms. In a world that demands instant reactions, think viral posts, heated texts, or workplace drama, choosing silence is nothing short of revolutionary. Seneca, a Stoic who faced exile and betrayal yet stayed grounded, wrote, "There is no need to raise our voices when we can raise our minds." When you stop reacting to every slight, every jab, every misunderstanding, you're building a sanctuary within, a place where chaos can't touch you. Stoicism teaches us to prioritize what lasts, our growth, our values, our joy. Every time you resist the urge to explain, argue, or defend, you're training your mind to choose peace over turmoil. It's like lifting weights for your soul. Each quiet moment strengthens your resilience. I learned this during an online debate a while back. I was deep in a comment thread, fingers flying, determined to prove my point. But mid-argument I stopped. I logged off, grabbed my headphones, and went for a walk. The world didn't end. My stress did. That silence wasn't just a pause, it was a reset, pulling me back to what mattered. Another time, I faced a barrage of criticism from a relative about my career choices. My instinct was to fire back, list my achievements, justify my path. Instead, I chose silence. I nodded, smiled, and let their words fade. Later, alone, I reflected and realized their judgment didn't define me. My purpose did. Silence gave me clarity and calm, not conflict. Here's how to start. Next time you feel the pull to react, maybe to a snarky comment or a hurtful slight, pause. Take a deep breath. Ask, will this matter in a week? A year? Then let it go. Silence isn't about ignoring pain. It's about rising above it. It's stepping back from the noise to focus on your growth, your values, your joy. That's the Stoic promise, a peace that endures, built one quiet moment at a time. Embrace silence, and you'll find a strength that carries you through anything. Final thoughts. You don't need to shout to be heard. You don't need to explain, argue, or plead to prove you're enough. Stoic silence isn't about shutting down or hiding away. It's about standing tall for your peace, your dignity, your strength. These 7 truths: absence that speaks louder than words, clarity born in stillness, closure found within, truth revealed without debate, confidence that needs no defense, detachment that teaches, and peace that endures, light the way. Each time you choose stillness over chaos, you're forging a resilience no one can shake. You're building a life where your worth doesn't hinge on others' approval, but on your own quiet conviction. Think about the moments you've felt dismissed or misunderstood. Silence can be your anchor, guiding you back to what matters: your values, your growth, your joy. It's not easy, but it's powerful. Every pause, every choice to walk away without a word is a step toward a stronger, freer you. Thanks for joining me on this journey. If these truths hit home, hit that like button and share this with someone who needs a reminder of their own strength. In the comments, write this affirmation: my silence is my strength. Let it sink in, let it inspire you. Subscribe for more Stoic insights to fuel your growth, and let's keep walking this path together. Until next time, stay quiet, stay strong, and keep shining in your stillness.